One day, you're going to look around and you're going to realize that everybody loves you, but nobody likes you. And that is the loneliest feeling in the world.
I admit it, another hoe got me finished. Broke my heart, oh no you didn't.
I don't know where to start. Before we get into this video, I do want to say thank you guys so much for the outpouring support throughout the 2019-20 season. We're halfway to 1,000. And, you know, the grind's continuing. And this will be the final game review until the 2020-21 season. It's been amazing. This season was incredible for so many teams. And, you know, looking at this, at the beginning, people didn't even think we'd come back. I was losing hope that we would come back. Countless months of uncertainty by the NHL. We had no idea what was going on until around May or June, June, or not even June, like June, July. We had no idea what was really going to happen to the NHL. They came back. They decided their bubbles. Their bubbles were in Toronto and Edmonton. And my phone is just exploding right now. I'm just going to say that. Recording on my phone. Big mistake. With this, they're coming in. I thought to myself, I'm like, there's no way. I was optimistic. I think all of us were optimistic, to be honest with you. Heading into this, I think pretty much all of us were optimistic. I don't think any of us were expecting that we would come back, especially in the way we did. 2 months. Nearly 10 weeks of hockey. 10 weeks. And you might think to yourself, you're like, okay, so they have to get COVID. They have to get some positive cases. We didn't. I think that the NHL is definitely going to be looking up to us. Not the NHL. All of their sports leagues. No, screw other sports leagues. The whole world is going to be looking up to us. They're going to be thinking, they were the league that did it. Against all odds. Absolutely all odds. And, you know, the Stanley Cup was already more challenging to get in the first place. If we had, like, fans in the stadium, you know, COVID wasn't a thing, we would... It was already hard enough. And, you know, Tampa, they didn't have to go through this. They had to go through 4 games before the start of the playoffs. And, you know, 5 or 6 months of just workouts, trying to stay in shape, struggling to stay in shape. And, like, you look at this, and we're the one league that has done it. We have completed the challenge, and the Stanley Cup was already hard enough to earn. You have some teams had to go through even more games. Some teams had to go through 5 rounds to get to where they were. Now, granted, the teams that advanced past that got the playing round bye, they didn't have to go through that. The team that had the closest team that had to go through 5 rounds to make it to the finals was New York. They were 3/5 of the way there, and they were 1 shot away from forcing a Game 7. This Tampa Bay Lightning team is the best ever team. The best ever team in Tampa history. You look, I haven't seen a single bad player on this team. And, you know, I said that about the Flyers before the playoff. Don't even talk about the Flyers and Nordic. I said this about the Flyers. And, you know, I'm going to say it about the Lightning. And it's true. There's no bad player on this Lightning team. Not one. Name one player that has been horrible in these playoffs. Name one. Because from what I've heard just about every player on the roster called up. Zach Bogosian, Luke Shen. Of all people, Luke Shen. Verhaeghe, Ruda, Volkov, who, mind you, was playing in his 10th NHL career game. His first game in the playoffs, and it turned out to be the one where he won the cup. It's unbelievable. Let's get into the game, because this game was absolutely insane. Once we get through the game, we'll talk about multiple things. There will definitely be a separate video coming out either today, tonight, or tomorrow, talking about the Lightning and their remarkable playoff run and their remarkable season. It's not gonna be a 2020 review, but it's gonna be basically reviewing their playoffs. My phone's exploding too, so I kind of gotta hurry this up before my phone dies. Because I would not be surprised to see that happen. Starting off here, the people who were in and out, Volkov was in, of course, playing his first game. Bogosian, for the first time, I think, in the whole series, was back in. And Ruda and Verhaeghe were out, which is to be expected, because, you know, those guys were not really showing for Dallas. Sekera was a game-time decision, but that turned out not to be anything. And there was no changes in the Dallas lineup, which actually should, which, I mean, not to be surprised, because, you know, you won Game 5 in overtime. All that stuff. Starting off the game, Sergachev was hit by Corey Perry very early. Perry just absolutely leveled Sergachev. Sergachev tried to go hit. Sergachev tried to go, like, fight. He hit, like, Klingberg, and Klingberg somehow got a penalty out of that. I don't even know what the heck it was. Dallas got a penalty before that Sergachev hit. Andrew Cogliano got a tripping penalty. That was killed off by Dallas. Then Dallas got another penalty. That was John Klingberg for tripping. We already know where that went. Tampa, we'll definitely mention this in the review of their playoffs. Their power play has been absolutely insane. I don't think I've seen a single power. You know, in the starting round against Columbus, it was horrible. And in that second round against Boston, it started going up. The round against New York started going up. And the round against Dallas, it was at the best point it was. You know, with Tampa's power play, it's been great. So they score again. Braden Point off of his own rebound, with Kucherov and Hedman getting the assist. It is 1-0 Tampa Bay, just like 9:39 into the first period. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. So Tampa then got a penalty, Victor Hedman for interference towards the very end of that game though, and it was killed off. Great kill by the Lightning, and you know. It was towards the end of the period. They played like 50 seconds of it in the second period. But yeah, it was killed off. Pavelski's shot was saved by Vasilevsky. Great shot. Great save by Vasilevsky. Tampa got a goal then. Blake Coleman scored with Paquette and Maroon getting the assist. It's 2-0 Tampa. And I thought to myself there, Dallas was not playing good. Dallas was just absolutely disappointment by Dallas, especially in that first period. I think they had less than 15 shots in that game. And, you know, Tampa, once again, was off and running against Dallas. I think every single game in this series, Tampa has gone up, I don't know, 6, 7, 8-1 in shots early against Dallas. Every single game in this series. And, you know, with this, I think that Tampa's just unstoppable. Like, I look at this team, they're just unstoppable if they can do that. And not only if they can do that 3 or 4 times in a row. They did it from, like, I wasn't even watching Game 5, I was at the wedding, which was actually a week ago already. And from game 2 to Game 6, they were up 6 or 7-1 in those shots every single time. So, just unbelievable defense, unbelievable offense by this team. This team's just unstoppable. Honestly. I really don't have a lot of notes here. For the second period, especially not. Tampa got a penalty. Ryan McDonough got a penalty for interference. That was killed off. And then in between that penalty, Corey Perry got an interference penalty, which was actually really tough because Corey Perry's just been chilling in front of the net. And it was 4-on-4 for 15 seconds. That was killed off by Tampa. 20 minutes remaining. And, I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, this is going to be the longest 20 minutes of the Tampa Bay Lightning's life. 22-8 were the shots heading into the third period. Tampa limited Dallas to 8 shots in 40 minutes of play. That's a ton. That's unbelievable. And I said, Tampa's unstoppable. Sagan, this is a little bit of a confusing play by Dallas. Sagan high-sticked himself. I watched the play, like, he ran into the net, his stick came up and hit him in the face. I'm like, he just high-sticked himself. That's technically friendly fire. I'm like, well, it's not even friendly fire. It's basically like self-fire. Self-fire. I don't even know what to call it. Cogliano's shot was saved by Vasilevsky. Great shot. Great save. Vasilevsky was insane in this game. Tampa got a penalty. Ryan McDonough got a tripping penalty. That was killed off by Tampa. That was an insane kill. They had to kill that off. It was like 4:33 remaining, and they killed that off. That was probably one of the most important penalties that they killed off. Anton Khudobin was pulled with a minute and 47 seconds remaining in the game, and I was like, oh goodness, they're not winning this game. Dallas, with how bad they played, they were not winning that game. It was a very intense last minute. I was at the edge of my seat the whole time. There were so many block shots by Tampa. It was like block shot, block shot, block shot, block shot. And I'm like, what the heck? They're literally just like a brick wall. You merge them all together, it's a moving brick wall. I'm like, what? Vasilevsky didn't even do anything in that final minute. Tampa just kept blocking shots. And that was it. Your Tampa Bay Lightning are the 2020 Stanley Cup champions. Their second cup in franchise history, their first one since 2004. They didn't do it controversially this time. I'm sorry, Tampa, but that's really what happened. And they beat them in 6 games. 2-0 was the final score. I do have the Conn. I didn't write any other statistics down. I just wanted to get to the game review. Your Conn winner was Victor Hedman, which I thought was absolutely retarded. I really wish I was live for that because Victor Hedman. He had 10 goals. He was a great defenseman for this Tampa team, but I think Braden Point deserved it more, and a lot of people agree with that. A lot of people were mad about Hedman winning the trophy. And, I think that when I go back to my phone, there's going to be a lot of spam messaging saying, like, what the heck? Why did Victor Hedman win the trophy? I'm like, who cares? Anyways, it's been an unbelievable run. Again, thank you so much for the constant support. It's been insane. The run has been incredible. 500 subscribers in just 8 months of covering the NHL has been unreal. And I can't wait for the 2020-21 season to begin. The draft, free agent frenzy, all the good stuff. I will definitely be streaming the draft. I have that planned already. It's next week, and I'm definitely going to have time for it. So, yeah. If y'all enjoyed this video, do make sure to like it, that subscribe button. We're trying to get I said it again, 600 subscribers by the end of the year. Yeah, it's gonna be a tight stretch since we're losing some subscribers. But, yeah, that's all good. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for the constant support. And I'll see you guys in the next video.